Hello my friends, do the Cats have any gaps that could be worrying? Does Pope's team, as magical as it may seem, still have things to fix? Let's take a look at the concerns shared by CBS Sports. Subscribe to the channel to receive more news from the Cats. Like any team that finds itself at the top of the projections, there are always outstanding questions that need to be answered before the games begin. CBS Sports' Isaac Trotter brought up one of these concerns, focusing on Kentucky's center position, a critical point that could define how far this team can go. Trotter's analysis is clear and straightforward. While Kentucky's roster impresses, with its depth and versatility, the starting five position still carries unknowns. On successful teams led by Mark Pope, centers have played crucial roles, not only as finishers near the basket, but also as decision-makers who can dictate the game from the top of the court. This ability to read and distribute has been a hallmark of Pope's systems, and it's precisely this that raises questions about the Wildcats' current big men. Brandon Garrison, already a household name within the program, has been the subject of scrutiny. Trotter raises a valid point. While Garrison has shown talent executing plays within the system, his ability to make quick and effective decisions left something to be desired last season. For a player at such a crucial position, this shortcoming can pose a significant obstacle against more aggressive and experienced opponents. The good news, however, is that Garrison has had a full off-season to work on his weaknesses. If he can improve in this area, the impact will be immediate and transformative for the team. Another name that's sparking curiosity is Malachi Moreno, a freshman who has already been attracting attention in summer workouts. His arrival to the program was met with high expectations, and so far, he appears to be living up to them. With his impressive physique and promising technical skills, Moreno has everything it takes to become a key player in the Wildcats' paint. He and Garrison will likely share responsibilities early in the season, and the healthy competition between them could ultimately elevate the team's overall performance. But Kentucky's biggest asset may lie in the return of Quaintance. A transfer from Arizona State, he is seen as the key player to completely solidify the center rotation. Although his recovery is still being monitored cautiously, he is expected to be ready to return to the court by mid-December. When that happens, the impact will be felt not only in terms of depth, but also in the team's offensive and defensive dynamics. Quaintance possesses the qualities that Mark Pope values in his centers: vision, decisiveness, and a dominant physical presence. His return should coincide with the SEC season starting to heat up, and this could be the difference that elevates Kentucky to another level of competitiveness. It's important to emphasize that even with these concerns, the situation isn't alarming. On the contrary, the fact that Kentucky has multiple options to address this issue demonstrates the richness of Mark Pope's roster. While some teams struggle to find solutions to their weaknesses, the Wildcats have the luxury of experimenting with different combinations until they find the ideal formula. And when Quaintance is back, the team will gain a consistency that can intimidate any opponent. Trotter's concern is fair and deserves attention, but it's also an opportunity for Kentucky to prove its strength. College basketball is a sport of adjustments, and Mark Pope has repeatedly demonstrated his ability to adapt his system to the characteristics of his players. If the Wildcats centers can respond to the challenges posed by the coach, especially in terms of decision-making, the team has everything it needs to be unstoppable. Kentucky enters the 2025-26 season as a heavy favorite, but there's still work to be done. The center position is a focus area, but also an area with the potential to become an extraordinary strength. With Garrison looking to improve, Moreno bringing freshman energy, and Quaintance preparing to return, the Wildcats have all the tools necessary to overcome this gap. Let's see. The program led by Mark Pope enters the 2025-26 season with a renewed sense of purpose and a rising star at its helm. Otega Oweh, recognized by the specialized website Bart Torvik as the 11th highest projected scorer for next season, averaging 18 points per game. Oweh emerges not only as a key player for the Wildcats, but as a name that promises to resonate in NCAA arenas. Oweh's projection among the top 20 scorers is a reflection of both his individual talent and the confidence placed in his leadership abilities. In times when college basketball competition reaches stratospheric levels, every point counts, and every possession is an opportunity to change the course of a game. With a schedule packed with challenges from matchups within the always Sec 2 non-conference duels against established teams, Oweh's role will be crucial to Kentucky's success. He will face a host of opponents that includes names like Mississippi State's Josh Hubbard, projected to be the NCAA's second leading scorer, and Graham Ike, whose physical presence and offensive prowess have earned him a fourth-ranked finish. Additionally, other worthy rivals, such as Ole Miss's Malik Dia and North Carolina's Caleb Wilson, will certainly test Oweh's resilience and efficiency. Otega Oweh's impact goes beyond the numbers. He embodies the new generation of Kentucky players, versatile, determined, and capable of deciding games in the most crucial moments. His presence on the perimeter offers Coach Mark Pope a multifaceted weapon, capable of creating plays for himself and his teammates. Oweh's ability to convert long-range shots, combined with his ability to penetrate opposing defenses, makes him a tactical nightmare for any opposing coach. These traits will be crucial in countering the diverse strategies that opponents will deploy throughout the season. Awe's inclusion among the top 20 scorers, projected by Bart Torvik's meticulous analysis, reinforces the view that Kentucky is building something special. Under Mark Pope's leadership, the program has reinvented itself, blending tradition with innovation. The focus on the individual development of its players, combined with the relentless pursuit of collective victories, has been the hallmark of this new era, and Awe is undoubtedly one of the pillars of this project. There is still room for optimism when it comes to the point guard's growth potential. While his projected average of 18 points per game is already impressive, there are signs that he can surpass that mark. His offensive repertoire, combined with the experience gained over previous seasons, suggests that Awe is just beginning to unlock his full potential. Striking matchups against elite scorers could serve as catalysts for even more outstanding performance, elevating his ranking and, perhaps, placing him in contention for more prestigious individual awards. For Kentucky fans, expectations are high. Awe represents the essence of what makes college basketball so captivating, the combination of youth, passion, and ambition. Every time he touches the ball, there's the promise of something extraordinary. Let's keep going. Under Mark Pope, the program has not only adapted to the new realities imposed by the transfer portal and NIL opportunities, but is also completely redefining how teams are built. The possibility of returning a record number of players in 2026 is more than mere speculation. It's a reflection of the new paradigm Pope brought to Lexington in the John Calipari era. Kentucky was known for being a one-and-done machine players who spent only one season with the program before moving on to the NBA draft. This approach yielded titles and numerous lottery picks, but it also meant constant roster turnover. The idea of keeping 11 players on scholarship for multiple seasons would have been unthinkable under the old model. However, under Pope's management, Kentucky appears to be embarking on a different journey, building a sustainable team with experienced cores and enviable depth. The heart of this change lies in the way Pope manages his roster. With 14 scholarship players on the team this season, he defied traditional team-building norms. While many coaches would struggle to balance egos and distribute minutes, Pope demonstrated an almost magical ability to integrate so much talent without compromising chemistry or performance. This sets a stunning precedent for the first time in decades. Kentucky has the chance to return the majority of its players for a new season, something that seemed impossible in the past. Of course, not all of them will stay. Jaden Quaintance, for example, is virtually guaranteed to declare for the NBA draft after this season, likely as a top pick. His impact on the program has been monumental, but his departure is inevitable. Other names, like Jasper Johnson and Tom Williams, are also circling the draft radar, though their decisions are still uncertain. Even so, the idea that 11 players could plausibly return in 2026 is something that would have been laughable just a few years ago. This scenario raises fascinating questions about the program's future. First, how does Pope plan to handle the addition of new recruits? Names like Tyron Stokes and Deron Rippey Jr., two highly rated prospects, are already being linked to Kentucky. How will the coach fit these talents into an already deep and experienced roster? More importantly, can Kentucky's culture truly sustain so many players for so long? Traditionally, the program has always been seen as a temporary stop for ambitious players, but Pope is showing that it's possible to create an environment where athletes want to stay and grow together. Another crucial factor is how this continuity can influence the Wildcats' style of play. With so many players returning, the team will likely develop a cohesion and mutual understanding we've rarely seen at Kentucky. Instead of relying exclusively on high-profile freshmen or short-term transfers, the program will be able to count on veterans who know the system, understand the expectations, and feel a sense of ownership. This could result in a more resilient team, capable of competing at high levels throughout the season, including during the crucial moments in March. None of this should be taken for granted. Even with the promise of returning so many players, the transfer portal will remain a constant threat. Some athletes may choose to seek more minutes or better opportunities at other programs. Furthermore, the competitiveness of the SEC means Kentucky will face enormous challenges every game, and keeping a roster intact for multiple seasons will require careful management both on and off the court. Still, the mere fact that we're discussing the possibility of Kentucky returning 11 scholarship players in 2026 is a historic milestone. It's a testament to Mark Pope's vision and his ability to navigate the complexities of modern college basketball. He's not only preserving the program's tradition of excellence, but also shaping it to meet the demands of a new era. For now, fans can only dream of seeing a cohesive and talented group in blue and white for multiple seasons. Let us know what you think.